We are live. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Vlada. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Welcome back to Miami.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It has been a busy couple of weeks, right, for everyone. That's with the end of the year,
Yes,
and I feel like
absolutely.
the topic of our discussion probably closely resonates with a lot of people, with everyone, I guess, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I think we have a unique spin on it because everyone is talking about goal setting and everyone is talking about jamming more into this year. And I think all of that is, of course, very important. But I think we have a unique spin today on our discussion.
Yeah. Well, I think so, but I feel like a lot of people in my circle are already like, kind of slowing down, not trying to jam like many things into
Oh
one.
yeah, maybe we have different circles.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people, well, first of all, for some people, this is the only time of the year where they can actually spend time with their families, because, well, I'm talking about, of course, founder life, busy founders. And it's like nonstop work all the time, right? But there are 2 days out of the year, which is Thanksgiving and Christmas, where they're like their families and they're 100% sure that they won't be able to do anything even if they want to work. Like, I mean, I get it, a lot of people want to still do some tasks, but they can't because they're like, I don't know, potential clients are not really doing anything, are not working anymore, right? Just like spending time with the family. So yeah, I chatted with some of my girlfriends and they were like, oh, I'm so happy I can finally be with my husband.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. But I think that I used to actually feel guilt. So this time between Christmas and New Year has been actually my lowest time usually, because no matter how much you try to do things that just out of your control, right? As you said, a lot of people really leverage this opportunity to slow down and to get offline and travel to see their relatives with their families, spending time. And so, even if no matter how many emails you send, you're likely not going to get a response. And so, I think
That's true.
uh, for me, that's new. It's a new way of embracing the different pace of the
What do you
holidays.
mean? Like you would like typically work a lot during the holidays, or
Well, I would either work a lot, I will, or I feel guilty about
not
not
working?
working a lot. So either of those two, and neither is a good thing because again, I think what's really cool about this period is that the whole world sort of slows down in those same days, unlike whenever you might be off in the summer or other times of the year. This is the opportunity to really be in sync with everyone and really not beat up yourself about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. To be honest, this is like this time of the year, like when I feel like people have to give themselves a break. And even if you ask me, well, I think like the topic here, like how to be unlocking growth during winter holidays. I don't necessarily think that you have to unlock growth during winter holidays. Instead, I think we have to unlock rest during winter holidays.
Right, but I think that's for me unlocking growth next year, right? And I think that's why I propose the topic for today is unlocking growth doesn't mean that you have to actively be working, but you have to put the proper foundation in place so that you can hit the ground running. And so I guess that for today in our chew on this, again, practical and bite-sized ideas, I think it would be fantastic, and if we both share maybe a couple of thoughts or hacks or things that we personally like doing that help us build that foundation.
Absolutely. And if you want, I can start first. I can go first. First of all, I would like to still echo what you just said, because I feel like this is something that a lot of founders are struggling with. Yeah, like having this guilt issues with, oh, I'm not doing something, or I'm wasting the time. Just go into therapy, guys. Well, I mean, kidding and not kidding. Like, you have to take care of yourself, because you can't be feeling guilt over such things. First of all, like, the feeling of guilt is really dangerous, right? Because when we feel guilt about things or towards people or even ourselves, that's not like the best feeling you want to have. And there may be different sources, different reasons for this, and these reasons sometimes are really deep inside of you. So it's I would love for everyone to see the time when they can actually meet their true self through like different self-work, self-progress, and things like that. So definitely, if you're feeling guilty for not working over the holidays, try to evaluate this, like, why is this happening to me? But for me personally, I like to spend this time in a slow mode. I like to do things that maybe I haven't done during the year, or I didn't allow the time for it. Definitely, I like to do things that are like near and dear to me, to like my soul, what I want to do. Maybe there's like, I don't know, a movie that I wanted to watch, but I never got to doing it. Or there is a play that I wanted to see, but I never got to seeing it. But so like doing something like this really kind of makes you slow down, and I would recommend just doing one new activity during this time, whatever it may be, even just like going to a new restaurant, for example, or I don't know, like maybe, well, more extreme, trying a new hobby, but like I don't know if it's doable time wise, but definitely trying to do a new thing. Like like every time we're doing something new, it kind of makes us a new person, right? And when we feel like when we feel that, oh, I'm a new person now, this is definitely kind of like you're reborn in in some way, right? Because like you're like, oh, I did something new. This is when you actually feel the growth that you were talking about, Vlada, right? So like you're doing something that is not your common self would be doing. And for me personally, the last couple of years, I got into habit of cooking. That's my hobby now, and baking. So I like the holidays because I can just cook things, and yeah, just like simple things, and being an immigrant, that's like always helps with being homesick or like missing your family when you have your comfort food from Ukraine. And I like, to be honest, when I lived in Ukraine, I never cooked this, like never. I was like the only dish I would make was borscht. But other things, no, never. I would never make it. I would either buy it, or I don't know, my mom would make it. But when I moved to the United States, I became like this all of a sudden cook, which I really, I really enjoy, right? So, and actually, not only for Ukraine, for like Ukrainian food, I actually made a turkey for Thanksgiving. That was like the first time for me roasting turkey. Like that's a big bird, so I enjoyed that as well. So yeah, like I would recommend doing things that can slow you down, and that are like related to you as a person outside of your work play field, to be honest, because like that's you will just understand. I feel that everyone would like understand that if like for a couple of days or a week or whatever, I don't know how many days off people have, you will just understand that even like being away, being detached completely from your work routine for like 3 days will feel amazing. Like it will feel like you just came back from vacation, I feel like. Because you're going to be also doing like other things, not with your coworkers, not in your like usual circles, like seeing family, or maybe just not seeing family, but just it's just going to be a different vibe in the world in general. So that would be my 2 cents. What are your 2 cents?
Well, I completely agree with everything you said. And I think what's really cool is a gift you can give yourself is not having agenda, right? Just waking up in the morning and feeling what you feel like doing, right? And really being in tune with yourself. We very rarely, even on the weekends, have opportunity to say, oh, today I feel like doing this or feel like doing that, especially those who have, kids or, I don't know, houses or whatever, right? Just there's a lot of things that are on your agenda without being on your agenda, right? That you just need to do. And I think what's beautiful is opportunity to just wake up and decide what you feel like doing. And also, I love the idea of new hobbies, but I also love the idea of giving space and time to not overwhelm yourself. So if you feel like reading, pick one book. Don't try to read 50 books. If you feel like, you have a list of things that you don't have time to get to, again, don't create this, this sort of rush to achieve.
Hustle, yeah, hustle.
Now all of a sudden on your leisurely things, right? Just do what you feel like doing and really listen to yourself. And I think that's really what will serve all of us very well in the next year, because ultimately, as the world becomes more AI, we all need to become more human.
Oh my God,
and
here we go again.
more in tune with ourselves. And I think that's really I think what allows to have a great foundation. For me personally, I'm excited to um, get into meditation and breathing more. That's something I've frankly struggled probably for a year to implement consistently in my life. And so that's my one goal for this holiday season, is to really try different permutations, try different variations, different time, different techniques, different things, so that I can find
So you
something
are
hopefully
having
that's
plans, Vlada. You're contradicting yourself.
one.
You are having
No,
plans.
it's just one. It's just one, and I'm not determining when or what that
Yeah,
happens.
so that was like my tip, if you want to hear it. I like learned for like what works for me is not to wait, like like, oh, I'm gonna start something on Monday, or like I'm gonna start something like, I don't know, January 1st. So in my case, I realized that for me it's easier and it works better when I just like I decide to do something and I do it like no matter what day it is, right? So I did it with fasting. When I first started fasting, intermittent fasting, I'm like, yeah, I should wait for Monday until Monday. I was like, but it was Sunday. I'm like, okay, never mind. I'm gonna start, or like it was Saturday even. Like I'm gonna do it today. So yeah, so like my recommendation, maybe you wanna even start it sooner, and then you just develop a habit into it. But I totally agree with you that having no agenda is really powerful. And I started actually, I on and off obviously, but like I usually have agendaless Sundays. I started having agendaless Sundays many years ago, to be honest, while I was still living in Odessa. And but I had like really hectic life, and weekends became like super like powerful time for me personally. And yeah, and like Sundays, I don't like to plan anything, and like meeting with someone for brunch or anything like that, because I just want to wake up, and I know that there is no rush. Like I can sleep in, or if I don't want to sleep in, I can just like decide on the spot. And also I open up the space for serendipity to happen, because sometimes like you just like get invited to like do something that like you didn't plan, and you're like free, like you're open to it. Or you see something, or you read about something, and you're like, oh, I want to do this, and like like this is a open space for you there. So definitely, besides like having agendaless holiday season, we can try practice this agendaless Sundays, because I feel like Sunday is the day when you don't want to have an agenda, because it feels like it's already Monday if you have like plans on Sunday, because you definitely know you're living according to your calendar on Monday. But then if I have to look at my calendar on Sunday, I'm like, I mean, I still believe that success on Monday starts on Sunday. But then again, it has to be like your internal decision and desire to work on Sunday, or like to plan out, like to do a little bit. Because like when we say success on Monday starts on Sunday, it means that you are diving into work on Sunday to prepare yourself for Monday. And it doesn't necessarily mean like planning out the week, right? It may mean like doing some tasks or like preparation for something, which I totally get, because as an entrepreneur, for example, sometimes I get into a state of flow on the weekend. It doesn't matter what day it is or like what time of the day it is. If I'm in the state of flow and I want to do like some work tasks, I'm not going to say, oh, it's weekend, stop doing this, right? Well, I wish I could, right? But yeah, so like success with mindset start on Sunday is a thing too, and I practice that too. But like I said, it has to be your internal desire, your internal willing to do it in the state of flow. Other than that, I feel like no agendas on Sundays is a great thing. Talking about gifts, Vlada, when you said that a gift to yourself that you can make, I was like, oh, are we doing some material gifts to ourselves, or is it like
Yeah, I think why not? I think it's I think it's a great opportunity
appreciate yourself? Yeah.
to concentrate a lot of things that you like in your life, and if there is a gift that you want to get and get
I was
it.
thinking about it. Yeah, if I want to get myself a gift for Christmas, but I was just like, I was just this thought crossed my mind this morning.
Yeah, is it an excuse to buy something?
Yeah, maybe something special. Are you getting a gift for yourself this holiday season?
I actually got one. I really like your hair dryer, so I got that gift for myself.
Oh, congratulations!
I know.
Now,
I've
now
been
you have the
delaying
latest
that purchase.
model. You have the latest model. I'm jealous. It should be like,
So that was my gift to self. That's when the thought crossed my mind, and I
I
did
love it. I love it.
it.
That's a self-care gift. So I'm really proud of you. That's no,
Yeah,
seriously.
but other than that, I think it's a beautiful opportunity. I think the more, my key takeaway this year was really I felt the power of gratitude and how that power really can transform your intentions, can create so much clarity for your path forward. And I am so grateful for this year for providing that sense of clarity. And also for those of you who maybe didn't have an opportunity to stop and feel grateful, please
Wow.
do.
Yeah.
And whatever those gestures of gratitude, whether just simple messages, whether it's cooking something for those you love, or other ways that you want to show your gratitude, it's always filling your cup, even if in the moment you might be not feeling like it.
Yeah, well, with gratitude, I feel like it's we already discussed this before, I think, during our streams, but with gratitude, that's a lot of, again, deep self-work, like where you kind of on the way to meet yourself, because I feel like for like if you're not into the flow of like getting to know yourself better, it's really hard for you to actually feel gratitude. I mean, obviously you can say like I'm grateful, blah blah blah, like we've all been there, but like do you actually mean it? Like do you actually feel it?
Deeply
Yeah,
inside.
deep inside, right? And I feel like gratitude starts with being grateful to yourself for like things that you have done in general, right? Before you can realize what it means to be grateful to others, right? Like for real. So, and I think as founders, because the majority, I mean, great founders are givers, right? Not the majority. Great founders are givers. Those who are not givers, they are failed founders, I think. Well, this is true
I
because
think that in some dimensions, I think if you want to build something amazing and be a generally person who is living life and happy life, I think that dimension, you might achieve a lot of things, but the dimension of happiness is going to struggle for sure.
well, yeah, but like this is when you balance, right? But like I mean, giver in a good way, where you understand that there are like so many things you want to give people, but like also you should not forget about giving things to yourself. Back to like what you were saying, yeah, and. The aspect of happiness is of course connected here, but I don't remember if I said it already earlier, but happiness versus satisfaction, right? The long-term feeling and the short-term feeling, like we can feel happy in the moment because of the probably hormones dopamine and like, all the rest. But then like in the long term, when people say, are you happy? Like, oh, I'm always happy. You can be always happy, because like that's like, you can be like always feeling like super, super excited. You can be just like in a calm state. You can be just satisfied but happy. So I think that's like another thing what people should maybe during this holiday season, you can be just practice emotional intelligence a little bit, and not you, Vlada, personally, but like you guys.
I'm no exception.
Yeah, like I'm doing the same thing. I'm just like referring to our audience so that like people understand this is the task for everyone. Right, just be more emotionally intelligent, and notice how you feel in the moments, and try to understand the feeling of happiness in the moment when you're like excited, you're like, I don't know, somebody hugged you or like kissed you or gave you a gift, and like you're like super happy, and the moment of calmness. But like at the same time, you're like, am I happy right now? The question is, am I satisfied with like what I am experiencing, what I'm feeling right now? And if that's a yes, you're happy, right? And if that's a no, like why not? And then like you can just dig deeper into that. So yeah, so like let's strive for satisfaction more than happiness, because satisfaction is a long-term thing.
Interesting. I would have thought reverse, but
Really?
are
What
you
would you?
sure? I would have thought that satisfaction comes from like when you buy something and you're satisfied in the moment, but happiness is a more long-term thing. But I guess it maybe depends on just how I feel the word as opposed to what it means. But I completely
Interesting.
get the point.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Maybe from the connotation of the word
Right,
satisfaction. Yeah,
right.
that's how you feel it. And I think that this is again, this is like not like the notion that like I personally came up with. Like there is a lot of like talks around this, and I feel
Right.
like it's just when we talk about like satisfaction. Maybe not satisfaction, like content.
Contentment.
Yeah, like I'm content with what like like the maybe like closer to this connotation, that what it means. Yeah, because like you like honestly, like feeling happy, this is such a strong feeling. You can't be like feeling happy like this, like
Right,
accelerated
right.
up like 20,
Your highest
like
high.
very
Yeah.
high. Yeah, I mean definitely that you are feeling happy, but like you can't be feeling this like 24/7.
Mhm.
But you can be content with like what's happening. Like like satisfied in terms of like I'm content, I'm satisfied like with the, I don't know, my business life or like my work life,
Yeah,
but
it makes sense because I think, especially in the US, which is such a awesome, striving culture, I think it's, because of that request to constantly feel happy, it creates all sorts of other
I know,
challenges,
right?
right? It's like
Yeah.
when you are not awesome, you're just good. Apparently, it's
Yeah.
not
Or if you're
not
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 smiling,
appropriate.
if you're not smiling all the time, right? You're not happy.
What's wrong with you? What happened?
I'm
Yeah.
just content. I'm just like, yeah, I'm satisfied at this point. But
Quietly content. All
yeah,
right. Fantastic. Well, so we have our marching orders. We'll spend the rest of the year quietly content with periods of
spikes of
peak,
happiness. Spikes
peaks of
of
happiness, spikes of happiness. No agenda. Maybe last thing, and I'm curious, when specifically do you do sort of your goal setting for the year? Do you do it like in particular day or a period? Do you come back to that?
Nevada, 20, what is that? Like 12, 12, 24, like specific dates or yeah, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. Like I feel like this is whenever you just like feel that I really want to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and jot down my plans, or even like write about like my perfect year or like perfect life or like I don't know, perfect day. That's how you do it. Like no special time. If you want to do it like I don't know, a Christmas night, like Christmas Eve, or you want to do it like New Year's Eve, you can do it. But the most important thing, just do it. Because like a lot of times we're planning to do something, we never get to doing it, right? So it can be any day is special, because this is the day when you are actually investing your energy into something that is meaningful to you. So this day is definitely going to be magical, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for me, it's not about rushing. Like, I really love the idea of sort of brewing on that. And also, but at the same time, not feeling like, oh, there is one thing I haven't done, which goes back to this agenda. So, you've done it, even if you don't feel like doing it in the last couple of days of the year. So I think it's a good opportunity to sort of get a head start and sort of go back and refine and read it again and see how you feel. And
Yeah,
I think it's a nice brewing process for me.
but at the same time, I feel like the whole January is kind of the months where people are like getting back on track, and so this is a good time for like to reflect, and this is a good time to plan. But at the end of the day, to be honest, even like I said, any day or any time during the year is a good time for a fresh start, you know. So like I said, don't wait for next Monday to start something. Don't wait for like, I don't know, the first of the month or the first you can just like, you know, you decide, like you just do it when you decide to do it, just today, tomorrow, it doesn't matter. So yeah, but like of course now it's kind of the powerful time because everyone else is doing, and you know, I believe in
All the intentions sending.
yeah, I believe in the communal energy, so you get like into this communal energy ball, I don't know, snowball, so like that's a good time. So good luck, everyone.
Amazing. Well, I think that might be our last live this year, right, Anna?
Yeah, it's Christmas next
Christmas. Yes, exactly. So wishing you guys happy holidays from Chew on This. Lots to chew on for you.
on this during your Christmas like festive table.
Right, exactly. At your festive tables or however you decide to spend this break. It's been incredible to see you guys, get your comments, get your interactions from all of you. And of course, thank you, Anna, for a beautiful year together.
Thank you too, Vlada. And we'll be back next year with the revised and reinvented plan for Chew on This. Guys, stay tuned. It has been wonderful. I'm so happy and so proud of us that we stayed consistent and we delivered so much wisdom, hopefully, and shared our insights. The opportunity to actually broadcast and share with the community is amazing. Thank you so much, Vlada, for being my best co-host for the show. I received only positive feedback on our live streams. The people who chatted with me, they said that this is perfect. We're a perfect match for the show. Excited.
Amazing.
To 2025.
Exactly, 2025.
Crazy.
It's coming. Ciao.